bit of a different weight than most of the characters. It is going to kind of come down to how good this particular Meta Knight player is going to be at, adjusting for that weight class.
I'm inclined to agree there. That is obviously a factor. However, I think floatiness is the main thing because, at those like lower percents, let's just say the weight differential for like a floating heavyweight is, the lighter characters a lower percent. I think Lucas is still one of those characters that Meta Knight can just bully if they can catch him out in the air.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
But, good SDI from Sockem could be saving them here.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out now that we started a discussion into that matchup. We're going to see how Sockem is able to account for quite the rare pick, I think we can both agree, from Meta Knight here on Anarc's end. And in the meanwhile, I would say that Anarc is up against a pretty interesting character choice as well, one that he probably didn't see very often either. So it's going to be a matter, once again, actually, we're right back to where we were before, aren't we?
Yeah.
Very different character picks, and we're going to see how each of these two players adapt to one another.
Hey man, round one pools is the proving ground for players like this, especially players who play pretty unorthodox character picks. And there's that dimensional slash, hits like a semi-truck, very strong
really
move.
does hit hard.
And something that Bonk really likes to use that I'm seeing anarc0 do a lot is that dimensional cape no slash. It is such a good escape option, and it has very little landing lag whenever you use it close to the ground. But that first stock, nonetheless, will be taken by Sockem.
Yeah, good stuff there from Sockem, taking the lead here with this first stock. But at the same time, at 147, yeah, even a nair like that on stage will be enough for Anarc to tie the stock count right up at only a 39% deficit, which is a pretty doable comeback, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely, especially for a combo-based character like Meta Knight. I mean, you see him already trying to put Sockem in the air, but Sockem is doing a very good job of just avoiding any unnecessary up air strings. That
offstage
footstool.
Yeah, it was like wall type jump into footstool and all kinds of shenanigans going on in this matchup right now. Good job from Sockem not overcommitting to the down air to get punished by the F smash that Anarc was ready to punish with. And so far, so good from both of these two in the neutral in the second stock piece.
Yeah, another thing worth noting is that Lucas kind of struggles on the ground a little bit, especially against sword-based characters who can really put some distance between them.
It's true. That's very true.
Meta Knight really doesn't have the standard sword slashes from that most other sword characters use. However, they do have mobility to make up for it. And, that F-tilt, definitely an underrated option in the character's kit, I think, in terms of how good it is at spacing.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that as well. But as we are progressing here, like you mentioned, we do have anarc0 taking that second stock, but at 121%, it seems like both these two are doing a good job of keeping up with one another, even if they are able to pull ahead. There we go, anarc0 stuffing out the side B completely with the forward air. That's actually not something I was aware Meta Knight was capable of.
Meta Knight is capable of a lot of things. I think this is probably one of the most untapped characters in the whole game. But, the thing is, there's not a lot of players who can really bring all that stuff out of it. But anarc0 is doing a good job of throwing out every option. Again, this guy really uses his entire kit to his advantage. Every little bit helps. And, they're making every move look viable right now to a degree. So, it's definitely keeping Sockem on the back foot, on their toes, thinking about what might be coming their way next.
Yeah, just having to think about what their next move is going to be very carefully. Meanwhile, Sockem just seems to be going for whatever seems about right in the moment. All these strings just seem to be falling into place. And now we have Sockem slightly pulling ahead against your anarc0. And it's starting to look like this round one might be coming up for Lucas, but we're seeing Sockem back on stage. Good dash tech to gain some stage control, but the up B is going to be punished as an overcommittal option by Sockem here with the forward air. He's going to get the flash, and for the KO scream, it's not going to take the stock just yet, and some more neutrals happening on the platform here on the left side as things are starting to heat up, especially on the percent side of things.
That up tilt's super strong, not going to be killing Meta Knight just yet. This is full rage almost onto anarc0. And, one of those random nairs might be killing real quick. That drag down air is super strong, though. It's going to be sending anarc0 off stage. There's the grab up throw. Will be taking the game in favor of Sockem. And, you know, I think just at the end there, anarc0 got a little bit too antsy to finish the game.
That's right, yeah. A little bit of overcommittal to certain options. We saw like a little bit further, well, we saw right there, that down B maybe could have gone to ledge instead, which would have been a much safer option. And also we did see that up B to try and follow up with some additional damage did get punished pretty hard by that forward air as well. So hopefully anarc0 will be playing a little bit more patient in those situations, especially since they were, like I mentioned, doing a great job of keeping up with one another. So last thing we want to do is get hasty and then fall behind.
Absolutely. So Battlefield went on ban for some reason. I think this is probably one of Meta Knight's better stages. But, you know, I know Lucas is pretty good here as well. So, right. You know, I could definitely see why Sockem chose not to leave this one banned. And right now, they are going to work.
Yeah, they are not wasting any time on the neutral right now. Check it out. Sockem is already getting Anarch to 89%, but in the meantime, Anarch is getting a little bit of his own string going on, but like we mentioned, man, the character's a little bit floaty. It seems like Sockem is going to have a bit of an easier time getting out of these strings than most of the characters would.
You know, I'm going to disagree there. I just think anarc0 wasn't in a proper place to actually get the full up air string, because they had to go reset on that platform. The thing is, they had to land on the platform to get their jumps back, but Sockem was too high in the air for them to get to in a menial or in a quick fashion, and anarc0 are going to be falling a stock early.
Yeah, that's fair enough, especially since we do still have yet to see. I think that was like the only up air string that we've gotten so far, so there could be some optimization made, but in the meantime, so pretty optimized edge guarding there from Anarch is going to be shaping them back into 2 stocks apiece once again for both these players, and only 19% behind, and even taking the lead if only for a moment, but Sockem seems to be responding pretty well with the string of his own, kind of trapping Anarch on this platform only for a little bit, and there we go, good forward throw, catching him when he lands on the main platform as well, so a lot of options are being covered here by Sockem, and Anarch is trying to find a good approach option, but he's struggling to find one at the moment.
See, that's the benefit of good stage control, Taco. We saw it in the last set with Doobie being able to pull it out over Bear. Sockem is doing a very similar strategy right now, keeping anarc0 off stage, making sure that they, you know, Sockem has ground underneath their feet at all times, and that anarc0 is the one who has to try and land. And Lucas, with a weird type of archetypal character, is able to get in place just in time for punishes. And you know, once the damage is finally added up, you see the kills come out.
Yeah, great stuff there as well. And now we have now we have both of them here on their last stock for the game, but there is going to be a little bit more riding on it here for Anarch, as this could be potentially winner stock.
Yeah, Sockem is very poised in this matchup right now. They're doing a lot to deter anarc0 from getting the combos they want to. All the while, Sockem is getting this chip damage in wherever it presents itself, doing a really good job of catching landings on those platforms. anarc0 is going to need something dramatic here if they want to come out on top of this one, I think.
That's for sure. That's what I'm starting to think here as well. Good there. Oh, and a good dash attack is to follow up as well. Tries to go for the up smash. Actually does get it at the very end. It's going to be putting Anarch up to 98%. But here comes the string.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, really good damage on that.
But he lived!
Yeah, not enough just yet to take out Sockem. Is there now at 76%. Just about a tied game here, ladies and gentlemen. But once again, a little bit more riding on the ear for Anarch. That up air string was definitely something that they needed to get themselves back in on this last stock. And now in there's going to be putting him at 94%. Good catch on the get up option with the back air, and things are starting to get a little bit more down to the wire. And the up B is not going to be able to make it, as Sockem is going to be losing that last stock. And now we have a 1-1 score on the scoreboard for both these teams.
Yeah, I think a big thing in this matchup that went into anarc0's favor was knocking Sockem a little bit too far away, and then them kind of overestimating Lucas's recovery a little bit on that stage. That definitely was a blessing for anarc0. But hey, FD will be the counter pick here, and considering how good Sockem is at catching these landings and how little of that we've been seeing from anarc0, I think this is a damn good counter pick.
I'm thinking that as well, so we're going to have to see just how good that counter pick and stages ends up being, as now we're about to get into it. 1-1 on the board once again for winners round 1. This time it's going to be for the Lucas and Meta Knight matchup. So again, pretty interesting matches that we got to see, and pretty close games
Oh,
as well.
no!
But unfortunately, an SD is going to be making a close game not so close for Sockem here, as every stock is going to be counting. Unfortunately, that one's not going to be counting for much right now.
There's that uppy coming to bite Sockem in the butt a little bit right there. Now that uppy does travel a long distance. However, Sockem last match really did a bad job of recognizing how far it really could go. This match, they were in a good position. The problem is the lightning attack of it actually clipped the stage, and unfortunately for them, there's nothing you can really do about having a pineapple over your head.
Nah, not much that can be done there.
But hey, despite that, Sockem got right to work, put 103% up on anarc0, while only taking 18.6 in the process. And, you know, if they could take the stock in just a second, you know, it'll be back to an even game.
Yeah, at that point, it'll be back to an even game, because, like you pointed out, I mean, despite that unfortunate SD, hasn't really sustained too much damage, but in the meantime, anarc has really been struggling to find an opportunity to just get additional percent. But here we go! Oh, we got 3 uppers in a row, followed by a neutral B, and all that started with a down throw. So anarc has got it down in terms of piling on the percentage. Even gets the forward air, an entire string off stage. So all that lost time is being made up for in spades right now with one stock and almost an entire second at only 26%. But now at 169, we have anarc0 holding on to this third stock, trying to maintain such a healthy lead that he has going on for him right now.
He's doing a good job. I mean, again, Mennonite's early kill potential is nothing to scoff at. You know, that was a great kill from them there. Gave them a very definitive lead there. That first stock, taking 2.5, that, you know, can't knock it. That was a great couple of plays from anarc0. And now Sockem really needs to play defensively and smart if they want to come out on top of this one.
Yeah, definitely nothing to sneeze at for sure, but anarc0, it still needs one more stock to take, so we're going to have to see how he's going to go about that, or if Sockem has other things in store. Oh, there we go.
And there it is.
Yeah, Nair off stage. Great stuff there from anarc. Kind of just got the down low all of a sudden. It's moved like to me.
You know, I think they just
get it done.